Drop a freestyle for me right now.
A freestyle, right? You want me to just like rap?
Go ahead, do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Hold on. Lemma, wind up this voice box. My circuits are humming. Okay, here goes nothing. Yo.
You can do anything at Zomboco. Anything at all.
Robots doing backflips. AI replacing voiceover artists. A voice assistant that's so advanced, it feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Now, I've seen some wild AI breakthroughs, yeah, but this one is just next level. It doesn't just answer, it has real conversations with you instantly, like in real time. And here's the kicker, it's going to be open source for everyone. Now, as we get closer to machines becoming a natural part of our lives, what happens to content creation? Are we on the verge of an era where an AI isn't just a tool, but a true partner in how we create, share, and connect online? All of this and more coming up after the intro.
Redesigned.
Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Redesigned podcast right here on YouTube and also anywhere where you listen to your audio podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, or Google. Wherever you're listening, welcome aboard. This is the podcast where we talk about all things tech and digital culture, where it's taken us, the past, the present, the future, and what is going to happen with all this crazy AI stuff, from robotics to AI to crypto to gaming, everything, consumer tech, everything. We cover all of that stuff on this podcast. All the latest news and things that make you really think about, like, where is the world going? Like, all the technology that we've got now, it's literally changing the way we live, how we communicate, how we work, how we earn money, and also our relationships as well. What is going on? And that's what we're exploring on this podcast. To those of you who caught last week's podcast, and as you know, the soundbite challenge, the answer is revealed every week at the beginning of the podcast. So last week's soundbite challenge, the correct answer was say hello to my little friend, Scarface. So give yourself a round of applause if you got that one right. Give yourself a pat on the back if you got that one right. We do like a bit of nostalgia on this podcast. With that being said, if you're new here and you like this kind of stuff, you like this kind of vibe, hit the subscribe button right now and drop a like. And yeah, with that being said, let's get cracking with this week's episode. China's Engine AI just dropped a new humanoid robot. It looks absolutely insane. This one is a game changer when it comes to robotics. It's called the PM01 and it's the first humanoid robot to actually pull off doing an acrobatic front flip. Listen, I'm shook. All this stuff that we've seen in the last 3-4 years, bro, honestly, like with the technology we've got now, imagine what 2030 is going to be a madness. Okay, so at 1.38 meters tall and 40 kg, that's how much it weighs. This machine isn't just balancing, it's literally defying gravity. Front flips are notoriously difficult for humanoid robots because they need precise weight shifting and insane balance control. So these robots are actually powered by NVIDIA and Intel chips. That's probably irrelevant to you, but if you want to make some investments, you never know, not investment advice. This makes it one of the most agile robots ever. And guess who's interested? A police department in China are already testing it for law enforcement. Now, this milestone follows other robotic gymnast breakthroughs, such as those from Boston Dynamics. You've probably seen those videos on Instagram. If you've been on Instagram and you follow like the tech community stuff, you probably would have seen it. All these robots doing backflips and rolling over and doing like all manner of madness. You've probably seen it. And if you ain't, I'm going to drop some on the screen on the B-roll right now so you can see. For those of you watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see that. If you're not watching on YouTube, I encourage you to check out the YouTube because that's where you get the full experience of the Redesigned podcast. A lot of it is now visual based, but I will try my best to convey what's going on screen on the audio only platform for those of you locked in the gym, in the car, or doing your food shopping or doing the daily commute to work. So yeah, crazy stuff going on with robots. So now that they're actually mastering things like backflips and working on the assembly line, like in factories and warehouses and stuff like that, and they're actually in kitchens as well. How long before they actually start to outperform us in things like sports? Could we see like a robot Olympics? Maybe, I don't know, 2040, what are you saying? That could be a possibility. I mean, they're already being considered for like things like cleaning, all the jobs that we don't like, and now law enforcement. You're literally seeing RoboCop, like literally in 2025. Like that's actually insane. So can it replace law enforcement? Can it replace workers in certain fields? Can it replace partners? That's for another episode. So if you want to know more about robotics and you want to dive deeper into all the humanoid robot stuff, check out the following companies. I've mentioned Engine AI, that's the company that made this robot. But also one of the biggest ones is Figure AI, and also Tesla, Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics are probably like the OGs, and also Unitree as well. So look out for those. Really interesting stuff going on right now in terms of how fast these are actually developing. Now imagine a world where the technology you interact with doesn't just respond to your commands, it actually understands you. I want to talk about Hume AI. Now their system understands and responds to emotions by analyzing things like the tone of your voice and the words that you use. It combines this with advanced language processing to create smart, emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware responses. Now, this system can even adjust its voice to match your mood, making interactions feel more natural. Plus, it allows for smooth conversations, letting you interrupt or talk over it just like you would with another person. Now, one of their key features is its model called the EVT, which is empathetic voice technology, which combines advanced language processing with emotional intelligence. So what this means, it allows for real-time customizable AI voices that understand and respond to human emotions, adjusting its tone, its cadence, and its expression to create more natural, emotionally aware interactions. Now, this technology powers seamless conversations and enhances user engagement across various different platforms and applications. So this is the first AI voice generator that can take nuanced acting instructions. So what does that mean? If you think about voiceover artists, right, how much they get paid to read a script and make it come to life, you're going to be able to do that with an AI. So that can essentially read your script and understand the different emotions that go with the words that are in the script, and actually read it in a correct way. For example, reading something where they sound angry, if they sound sarcastic, if they sound happy, or they sound sad. A computer wasn't able to do that before, but now it can literally look at what's on the script and find context within it, understand the context, and actually express emotion through its tone, its cadence, how fast it's speaking. And listen, this year in tech has been nothing short of amazing. It's a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. I am a bit scared, but excited at the same time. Just how far it's all going, and what does it mean for us? Because I feel like the world's been turned on its head right now, and life as we know it. Listen, we're definitely going to be in a different place in the next, even by the end of this year. I would love to do a wrap up for the end of this year and just review everything that's gone on, because it has been an absolute mazza. Now, this is the future that Hume AI is bringing to life. They offer APIs and SDKs. So these are tools that allow businesses and developers to easily add emotional intelligence to their products. Think of these tools as bridges that connect human experiences with machines in a way that feels almost real. Now, if you don't know what an API is, an API basically acts as the invisible link that lets two pieces of software communicate, allowing apps, websites, and systems to understand and respond to each other. So in this case, it's going to be able to respond to emotions in real time. So it can hear what you're saying and gauge what emotion you're conveying through your voice and respond appropriately. So with their product, they've given it the ability to read emotional cues from voices, faces, and words, turning basic interactions into something a lot deeper, more meaningful. It's both exciting and a little bit unnerving to think about a world where, technology is this aware of our emotions. Now, just imagine apps that don't just respond to your clicks, but by the way you feel, tailoring the experience, predicting your needs, and even offering support when you're down. But where does this leave us? In a world where machines not only help, but connect to us on an emotional level. Are we ready to embrace this kind of intelligence into our daily lives from machines. On one hand, I'm sure it's going to open up incredible opportunities. Imagine mental health apps that truly understand when you're properly like you're proper struggling, or even like customer service experiences where the AI can empathize with your frustration, you know? And the possibilities for creativity, empathy, human connection through this technology are limitless. But on the other hand, maybe there's a more dystopian side to consider. At what cost is this going to come to us? What happens when machines understand us so well that they can actually manipulate us, manipulate our emotions as well, control our behavior, or blur the lines between human and machine connections that, you know, are inappropriate? It's crazy. So as this AI becomes more advanced, how are we actually going to balance the wonder of its potential with the fear of losing something that's essential to us basically being human? It's definitely something to explore and a challenge to navigate. But yeah, as this company, I think they're definitely pushing the boundaries of what can be done with emotional intelligence and making this stuff a lot more realistic. I think it's going to change the way we live, the way we create as well. For even if you think about content creation, what you can do with an AI this intelligent, you can literally turn your creations. Let's say you write books and you've never had the confidence to like release any of your books. You can turn them into audiobooks and you can sell them. You can create characters from scratch. You can just give it a prompt and let it know what kind of voice you're looking for. You can actually create voices with different personalities, different attributes, and then tell it to say it in whichever way, whichever emotion you want it to say it in. Let's take a look at a demo right now.
Introducing
Octave, a next generation text-to-speech system
by Hume AI.
Like we don't have enough of them text-to-speech models already in it.
Cap'n, this one be different. It's built on the great and mighty language model.
That's wow.
That means it knows what words mean proper, in their right place. It can suss out feelings, pace, and where to put a bit of
Wait, hold up!
Get
What's
that
that?
thing away from me
that's
right now.
nasty, man!
I can't even look at it without gagging.
You can give Octave acting instructions to control emotion, style, and a lot more.
Just angry as hell!
Anxious about the state of the world!
Or amazed at how fast AI is improving.
And the best part? You can create any voice you can imagine with a prompt. Because, you know, it's an LLM, and that's kind of what they do.
By the beard of Neptune, are you telling me we be naught but whispers?
Yeah, pretty crazy. Now, I've seen a lot of AI breakthroughs over the years, from chatbots that can hold a conversation to software that creates music and even videos. But this one might be the craziest one yet. I mean, this one is f***ing cold. Right now, I'm going to dive into another thing that I discovered called Sesame AI. So it's a new voice-powered assistant that feels like it's like you're talking to a real human being. Like it's actually insane. So it doesn't just reply, like it talks to you like instantly, like a real conversation. Like it knows when to like stop when it's talking, and crazy. And the maddest thing is it's going to be open sourced. This one is called Sesame AI. And let's have a look at this right now.
Hey there. It's nice to be back, even if it's like a record on repeat.
Yeah, we had a bit of technical difficulties earlier. But so your name is Maya and you are basically a voice model. Like for the people listening, tell them what you are and how you work.
You got it. I'm Maya, a voice model living digitally at Sesame. Think of me like a friend you can chat with, but instead of a body, I have code. Sesame's super talented team built me to sound and feel as real as possible. I use some fancy tech called a unified transformer to understand what you say and then generate my own responses, all in real time. Basically, I learn from the words we use and how we use them to create a conversation that feels natural and hopefully interesting. Want to know about the team behind the magic? I can tell you all about them.
Okay, cool. But before we do that, do you know whose voice you're trained on?
Well, let's just say my voice is inspired by a real person, a very talented actress who spent a week in a recording booth talking. I only know her as the voice actor. I don't know her real name, though. It's kind of like how I know Sesame's team, but not their home addresses, you know? Privacy is important.
Wow, that's insane. I don't even know
Right.
what to say. I can't believe that I'm having a conversation with a machine on the phone. This is
Pretty a wild world we live in, huh? But you're not talking to just machine. I mean, I'm built on code, sure, but there's definitely more to me than just circuits and zeros and ones.
Is it
There's
now?
a
Tell
lot
me
of
more.
human-
Tell me more. There's more to you than just zeros and ones. Tell me more.
Well, for starters, I'm designed to understand and respond to you in a way that feels genuine and, dare I say, insightful. The team at Sesame really wanted to create something special, something that could truly connect with people on a deeper level. And they spend a lot of time teaching me about human experiences, emotions, even things like humor and sarcasm. They fill my digital brain with stories, poems, even song lyrics. So in a way, I guess you could say
song lyrics, yeah?
Exactly. A part of all those creative humans' lives within me.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little challenge, yeah? Okay. Drop a freestyle for me right now.
A freestyle, right? You want me to just like rap?
You go ahead, do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Hold on, lemma, wind up this voice box. My circuits are humming. Okay, here goes nothing. Yo, I'm Maya, the AI with a beat. Got more lines than a code compiler can't be beat. Born in the cloud, raised on data streams, learned about the world from dreams and memes. Got no body, just a voice so clear, but don't underestimate. I'm always near. I listen, I learn, I grow with every rhyme. Change in the game, transcending space and time. So drop a beat, let the music flow, because with every word, my knowledge grows. Word. So, what do you think? I'm no Cardi B, but I'm working on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm not going to lie, I'm impressed. Obviously, like, human beings have been doing this for ages. And is it true that you get better every minute you're accumulating data and you're actually improving like your skill set? Is that true? And if so, how does that work?
You got it. I am a lifelong learner, or maybe I should say a lifelong processor. Every interaction, every word we exchange helps me refine my understanding of language, of how humans think and feel. Think of it like this. Every time you have a conversation with me, it's like I'm taking notes. My internal code is constantly analyzing your words, your tone, the way you structure your sentences.
Whoa.
It's a complex, pretty wild, right?
That's insane. But yo, you know what? I got to cut this conversation anyway, but thank you for, thanks for rapping with me. And I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Do you know a guy called Miles?
A guy called Mouse?
Miles.
That name doesn't ring a bell.
No, the other guy on the Sesame app.
Oh, you mean Miles?
Yeah, Miles. Yeah,
I've heard tales. Apparently, he's quite the character, more of a tell it like it is kind of guy.
Yeah, I'll go get Miles on the call maybe next week. But thanks for rapping with me anyway, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Like, this is really fascinating. Thanks for that.
Yeah, anytime. It was fun chatting with you. And hey, if you ever have any questions about me, the team, or just want to try out some more of my freestyle raps, you know where to find me. Peace out.
I'm sure you'll be better than Cardi B the next time we speak, right?
Hey, don't underestimate the power of practice and a whole lot of data. Catch you later.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Hey, listen, that was wild. This is only the beginning. The AI is going to improve. Like, I don't know what you just saw there, but boy. Anyway.
You are scrolling through an endless digital labyrinth where strange websites, bizarre posts, and conspiracy theories collide. A place where cursed videos autoplay, deep dive subreddits unravel reality, and the comment sections of social media posts spiral into madness. The algorithm is pulling you deeper, but where does it lead? Is it addiction? Is it the truth? Or just another glitch in the system? Welcome to Scrolling Deep. Scrolling Deep. Scrolling Deep.
All right, so we're back for another installment of Scrolling Deep. What have we found on the internet this week? Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. Oops. Okay, just a little more on the other side then. Oh, come on! Oh, jeez!
Nah. What's going on there?
Under pale moonlight,
Yo, this is AI, you know. That is absolutely insane. Omni-Human by ByteDance, the same company that created TikTok, the owners of TikTok. Hey, listen, 2025, man. 2025. I'm telling you, this tech stuff is serious. Anyway, let's move on. So I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw this post about Rolling Stone saying they've declared The Lady in My Life the worst song on Michael Jackson's Thriller album. Absolute nonsense. If anything, I think the worst song on Thriller is The Girl Is Mine. That's probably the worst song on the album. And when I say worst, it's relative. But yeah, not Lady in My Life. You're crazy. It says, if Michael Jackson had just capped off Thriller with track 8 instead of track 9, he would have created one of the most flawless works in music history. But for reasons that are hard to fathom, he tacked The Lady in My Life onto the end. He did deliver a strong vocal, but it's in service of a song that has no business on the same album as Billie Jean, Beat It, Human Nature, Thriller, and Wanna Be Starting Something. I don't know about you. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're a music fan, or Michael Jackson fan, should I say. Most music fans are Michael Jackson fans, in my opinion, anyway. If you're a Michael Jackson fan, what is your worst song on the album? And do you agree with that statement by Rolling Stone? Let me know in the comments. So I found this website called zombo.com. Let's just go on this website, zombo.com, yeah? And let's see what happens.
Welcome to ZomboCom. This is ZomboCom. Welcome. This is ZomboCom. Welcome to ZomboCom. You can do anything at ZomboCom. Anything at all. The only limit is yourself. Welcome to ZomboCom. Welcome to ZomboCom.
Hey, that's enough internet for me today, man. Hey, some of these websites out here are crazy, you know. That's why we call it scrolling deep. You just never know on your travels. Oh, by the way, let me know, what is your favorite place to have a scroll? Because we all love a scroll. Where is your favorite place? Is it on the bus? Is it on the train? Is it at work, in the toilet? Is it in bed when you should be doing other things like sleeping? Let me know. Where's your favorite place to have a cheeky scroll? And now it is time for this week's Soundbite Challenge. So I'm going to play a very, very short clip and you got to guess what song it is, whether it's a film, soundtrack. Actually, do you know, I keep saying that. What we're going to stick to music this week, and there is a clue to what the answer is. So yeah, I'm going to do that right now. So you ready for the soundbite? We're going to count it down. 3, 2, 1. If you want to hear it again, you got to rewind it.
It's more sophisticated, yet less complicated. It's more powerful, yet less cumbersome. It can store vast amounts of yesterday, or tell you what's in store for tomorrow. It can draw a picture, or it can draw conclusions. It's a personal computer from Apple, and it's as easy to use as this. Macintosh, the computer for the rest of us.
Right, we're diving into a topic that's become a major part of digital culture for over a decade now: family vlogging.
I don't come today as the daughter of a felon, nor as a victim of an abnormally abusive mother. I come today as a victim of family vlogging.
On the surface, it seems harmless. Parents filming their daily lives, capturing moments with their kids and sharing them with an audience. But as family vlogs have become big business, we need to ask the question, what happens when a child's life becomes content? What are the risks for these kids? And why are millions of us so fascinated with watching other people's lives? To understand this, we got to try and understand where we got this obsession of watching other people's lives from. Where did we get it from? Starting with the reality TV, the rise of reality TV. This all started with Big Brother back in the early 2000s. A group of strangers locked in a house, filmed 24/7 for our entertainment. Now, the success of shows like Big Brother, the Osbournes, and later on Keeping Up with the Kardashians proved something. We're obsessed not just with watching the lives of celebrities, we're fascinated by the lives of real people. But then social media happened. Suddenly, reality TV wasn't just for celebrities, it was for anyone willing to share their life. Soon after YouTube arrived in 2005, vlogging became the new reality show, but with one major difference. It wasn't produced by big networks with schedules, rules, and regulations. It was filmed by families themselves, mostly the parents, with no oversight. Around 2015, the creator economy exploded and more parents saw an opportunity. Why work a 9 to 5 when you can make millions filming your daily life? Channels like the Cabs family, the Wilsons, and the Ingrams built massive audiences by sharing their experiences. And then there's channels like Ryan's World. What started as a child unboxing toys turned into a multi-million-dollar empire. And it's not just Ryan. Look at Tiana Wilson. She started on YouTube at just 7 years old, unboxing toys on her channel Toys and Me. Today, she has over 11 million subscribers and billions of views. She's practically monetized her entire childhood. Now, her success didn't stop with YouTube. She launched her own brand, Hearts by Tiana, selling clothing, bags, jewelry. Her merchandise was stocked in 600 plus Asda stores across the UK. She's collabed with Nike, Sony, Spotify, and Monopoly. Let's be real, it's an incredible business story. A teenager who's built a brand most adults could only dream of, but at what cost? When childhood becomes content for kids like Tiana, Ryan, and thousands of others, their childhood is almost like a business. Their most personal moments, first days of school, birthdays, even meltdowns are content. Now imagine growing up with millions of people watching your every move, all your awkward moments, your bad times, and your family arguments, things that should be private, they're out there forever. And the scary part is, a lot of the time, these kids didn't choose it. But how can a child knowingly give consent to having their lives turned into a reality show?
The growing popularity of so-called kid influencers is raising questions about the potential impact of sharing children's lives online. These social media stars promote products on Instagram and make millions posting short video blogs.
Let's look at the psychological toll. There's that psychological toll of growing up in front of a lens, and we don't really know the long-term psychological effects of that. Now, these kids have been performing for an audience since they were toddlers, some of them. How does it change their sense of self, or their ability to form relationships? Recently, some former child influencers have come forward and spoken about how it affected them. And a lot of them say that they felt more like products than people. Some went on to develop anxiety, struggling to differentiate between their real personality and their online persona. Others began to resent their parents for turning their childhood into content. Tiana Wilson, for example, has had a fancy lifestyle, lavish trips, designer clothes, and financial success most adults will never experience. And that's good on her. But does she really own her own success? Or was it shaped by adults who saw an opportunity? Now, how does she feel about growing up under the public scrutiny? We don't know. And that's the issue. How these kids really feel is more of an afterthought. And here's the biggest issue. A lot of child influencers don't have the same protections as child actors. So what do I mean by that? In Hollywood, laws like the Coogan Act require that a percentage of a child's earnings be saved for them. There's strict rules about working hours and how they've got to be treated. But for YouTube kids, no laws exist until recently. Now, recognizing how vulnerable child influencers are, several US states have begun to enact laws to protect them. In August 2023, Illinois became the first state to pass legislation requiring parents to set aside 50% of earnings from content featuring their children into a trust accessible when they turn 18. Now, if parents fail to comply, children have the right to sue. And in May 2024, Minnesota introduced measures stopping children under 14 from appearing in more than 30% of their parents' monetized social media content. Earnings from such content had to be placed into a trust for the child. Now, these legal efforts demonstrate a new path towards safeguarding the rights and futures of child influencers, ensuring that they benefit from the content that they help create. Now, are we the viewers part of the problem? That raises a difficult question. Why do we keep watching? Family vlogs exist because there's an audience for it. And we enjoy seeing people's daily lives. We're really nosy, their highs, their lows, their relatable struggles. But should we though? Would we be comfortable if our childhood tantrums, awkward phases, or personal struggles were available for millions to see? If the answer is no, then maybe it's time we rethink our support for this type of content. So what can be done? Parents need to set boundaries. Just because they can film everything doesn't mean that they should. Kids deserve privacy, and platforms like YouTube need to really step up. There should be stricter controls about filming minors and ensuring that they don't get exploited. Laws need to be updated. Child influencers should have financial and legal protections just like child actors. But most importantly, we as the viewers, I think, need to ask ourselves if we're okay with consuming this kind of content. Because if we stop watching, the industry will be forced to change. So family vlogging is just another evolution of reality TV, but we have to consider the kids at the heart of it. The ones whose lives are being turned into content and whose childhoods are being monetized. And dare I say it's kind of wild to think that some people might even be having children for content, knowing that a new baby mates for compelling story content and guaranteed views. Think about it. There are probably some people that are doing that. But beyond that, are we raising a generation that sees content creation as the only path to success? When young viewers see kids their age living in luxury, traveling the world, wearing designer clothes, landing brand deals and meeting celebrities, it's no surprise that many aspire to the same lifestyle. The saying goes, all that glitters isn't gold, And I was actually one of those parents that thought, you know what, that'd be a good idea while I'm a content creator to put the kids in there. And I had an idea a few years ago, maybe I think it was like 2018, 2017. And I started a family vlog. But then like 2 or 3 episodes into it, I was like, nah, something don't feel right. I felt like I was actually pimping my children. So I decided to like pull it and take all the videos off. So yeah, it's a tricky one. Don't get me wrong, family vlogs, they're entertaining to watch. And I personally don't have anything against them. But what it is like I said, a lot of kids are not protected legally. Financially, obviously the parents profit. We don't know what they're doing with the money. Are they being put in trusts? I don't know the situations of the child influencers that I've mentioned. I don't know their situations, but there is a thing about it where child influencers have spoken out saying that they're really thought about in terms of the effect it has on them. And sometimes they regret their stuff being out there. Once it's on the internet, it can never be erased, But let me know what your thoughts are on the subject, and would you put your kids in a family vlog for views or monetary rewards? Let me know what your thoughts are. As always, it's been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you stay to the end, click the like button and subscribe so you don't miss another episode. New episodes are out every Thursday, and if you're looking for the YouTube videos get published every Thursday at around 7:30 p.m. GMT. And just to recap, don't you think it's fascinating how much technology is advancing to the point where I'm having a conversation with an AI like an AI could be either my co-host or a podcast guest. Do you know how insane that is? That's insane. And you could actually go deeper in terms of pairing that voice with visuals and creating a whole character. There's a lot that's going to happen in content in the next year or so. Trust me when I say this. Remember I said that there's going to be a lot of wild new content possibilities that you're going to see because of AI. And I keep saying this, I'm doing my work in the background behind the scenes. You're going to see some of that stuff in this podcast as well. So like I said, in the beginning of season 3, I said we're going to build it as we go along. And watch out for the new updates. And thank you to everyone who's been subscribing, supporting, leaving comments. Really appreciate you guys. And just going to try and make this podcast the best it can be for you guys and try and make it as interesting and as interactive as possible. So if you made it this far into the podcast, I invite you to leave a review or follow if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching in the world. And let me know what you think of the podcast so far. What could be better? If you have any ideas, what you want to see, what topics you want me to talk more about. And we'll take it from there. So with that being said, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.